lane. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, living gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust. Had to dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, living gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust.
Here and the choices that we're making, think it's hard that I'm breaking this yours, and I don't wanna live this life.
So this is Trent, you're now tuned to Inspire Mix Movement TV with DJ Dr. J.
Let my shoes at the front door. Tell them folks in God I trust.
Open my eyes, I see now what I couldn't see before, so clear now. Hey, this how Moses felt when he stepped to Pharaoh. Look at here, bro, me and my people peeling out. Do what you want, either way. We knock them walls down like Jericho. Try to gun at Adam so life can be a miracle. Gotta have that horse that can't be sitting up no strange smoke. Working on my backstroke in that living water, you know. I know where my people at. Struggle with them drugs and shooting cracks up in them alleyways and do the things that we don't need to do. The world so loose, the lost is screws. Live in darkness, I refuse. Rap about something that's useful. I don't know about you and you. What you know about losing everything, but your faith never shake. That just call you who a make. Work salvation day to day. You ain't really trying to help nobody. You just in the way. I'm trying to help somebody, so make it to the gate. Gotta let it flow, flow. Hey, let that ruach shit flow, flow. I let that ruach shit flow, flow. Set apart, I let it flow, flow. I let that ruach shit flow, flow.
Why you in my face? Girl, your breath stink. Go to the bathroom to brush your teeth, get some toothpaste. You dusty, you musty, you crusty, and you rusty. Girl, go ahead. Go change your shoes. What are those?
(2020 visuals), where everything is clear.
Say, man, you got a good wife at home, man. Why you keep on insisting on messing with this woman, man?
Man, look, my wife is nagging. This new girl I got, she a bad chick, you hear me? She fit, feminine, and fine.
Yeah, man, everybody has their, time where, the relationship might go a little sour, but guess what? She's a ride or die for you, man. You might want to, man, yo, I'm telling you, I've seen this chick before, man. She no good. I mean, you might want to unsubscribe from her for real, man. For real. Because guess what, man? You're going to come back and it might bite you, bro.
Yeah, alright.
Man, I'm just trying to help you out, man. Because, yo, I've been where you been, man. So I'm just trying to help you.
Nice to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Blessed, highly favored. God is good. How
Yes, I'm doing good. Working hard.
Working hard.
But happy. Well, it's lunchtime. I see you promptly.
Yes, I brought lunch to drop off in Honey Bunch's office.
Oh,
a surprise for him.
Sweet.
So when he gets back, he gonna have this awesome food that I make him because girl, he loves my cooking.
Oh, I know you are a wonderful cook. He said many wonderful things about your cooking. How lucky you are and how lucky he is as well. You've been sitting on his desk and I'm sure he'll be happy to see it.
Thank you, girl. God is good. I thank the Lord for blessing me with such a good husband, you know, because all these men nowadays, you just never know what you're going to get.
I know. Blessed.
Yes. So I'll just drop this off and I'll be headed out. Who is this? What's going on? What the hell? What?
She needs no introduction. This is the new Mrs. DeVille, and I believe the door is on your right.
Really? After all the years I done gave you all
Something better.
Really? This?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Come on. I doubt it, but that's okay. I want you to try it. See if you really found better. Let's see if the grass is green on the other side. I'm done.
You sure?
Wait, Mrs. Vanderbilt! I didn't know!
That's all right, sis. He don't want a good woman. This what he want. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. But give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Spend all your money, then I'll catch a cab. Treat all my friends, let us run up the tab. You slurping no Roman while we eating crabs. That's how you like it, so live it how you get it. Rich rated mind, you just scared to admit it. Levi priest for my healing, he respects my feeling. Got first in this dealing about the kingdom building. Time of trouble, he kneeling. Love is never concealing. Love me like Christ, making me his wife. Together testifying, he honest, never lying. Take care of his kids, bro handling his biz. True partnership, we joined at the hip. Godly in his ways, so I give him no lip. He tells funny jokes, so he's good for my bones. Actually got a kingdom, so this king got a throne. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. But give me Park Avenue. Quoting food for love, sinking Frankie Lyman. Be my sugar daddy, shower me with diamonds. You say you wanna ride or die. She grounded while you fly. Got a cushion in your girl, when you fall, she breaks, she bleeds. Rolling up her sleeve, now you call her a masculine thief. When she cares for your child, she had to pay the bills while you living wild and foul. Ignorant style, ignoring your seed, yeah, she still got your back. When you say you in need, not stepping at her head, so she proceeds to leave. Working 12-hour shift, she got master fee. Proverbs 31 chick, you treat as a booger, you flick the gold digger, you shovel for. Say you hardly a sucker, she bit. Just up God when you pick. Mad at the will instead of the devil you is. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. But give me Park Avenue. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. Darling, I love you. But give me Park Avenue. Hey, give me Park Avenue. Give me all your funds. Hey.
Listen, I'm sorry, yo. I messed up. I want to come back home.
Hey, Doc.
Who are you?
Ain't gonna happen. Me and her, we married now. So, and you know what? My bad. My name's Chris Ainsley. And she is my wife.
But we'll be praying for you.
Peace.
In Arlington, Texas, live at Wix, the gold carpet rolls out for the Drippin' Sip remix. So go get your pre-sale tickets now at tlhmagazine.net. Yup, for this righteous party you won't forget.
Yo, what it do? This your girl, Sister Shalom, that I will be performing at the Drip and Sip remix.
Brought to you by the Light Magazine and Kingdom Culture Radio.
Go to tlhmagazine.net. Go get your tickets for the Drip and Sip, February 19th.
Culture Radio.
Yeah, it's your girl, your Pa Q. We're live from the wilderness. I will be performing at the Drip and Sip 4 on February 19th.
Shalom, Israel, it's your Janetta Trump rapper, Mississippi representative. You can catch me performing live at the Drip and Sip remix.
Kingdom Culture Radio. Kingdom Culture Radio. Kingdom Culture Radio. This is the righteous party you won't forget. TLHmagazine.net.
What up, my peoples? Welcome back to another Word Flow at IMTV, Inspired Mixed Movement. Your friendly neighborhood DJ Dr. J checking in. Man, this interview is long overdue. You heard me. I got my longtime friend in the building. Been knowing this man for decades. Lyricist, straight poet by the name of Kunlei, a.k.a. Just Chris, a.k.a. Swag Getty, with special made swagger sauce. Man, what's good with you, yo?
It's good, family. How you feeling, bro?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, man. I'm glad I'm able to get this talk in with you. Huh?
Says long overdue.
Oh yeah, man, because you got some history with that we need to speak on, man.
For sure.
So, for starters, can you let the viewers know where you're from?
Yeah. My name is Kunlei, originally from Chicago, Illinois. Currently residing in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Chi-Town. And man, for as long as I've known you, man, you've been holding it down in Chi-Town, Huntsville, ATL, back to Huntsville, and now you look just kinging it up north, man.
It's been a journey. I think I've been settled down out here though.
For sure. So, can you let the people know how you got started with music?
Yeah, for sure. So I started writing around 10. I mean, I grew up in the church, so like I've always been around music. But I wrote my first song at 10. It was called Stop, Drop, Roll. I knew I didn't really want to be in the choir for real, but I knew that I wanted to like make music. So yeah, I wrote my first song. And I was doing like little tours in Chicago, just like around the different churches or whatever. It actually started off like I actually started off writing poetry, and then it turned into music. But it was like a way to express myself because I was kind of a shy kid. So yeah, and then that's 20 years later, here we are still making music.
Oh yeah. Now, how I met you is when you had became a student at Oakwood University. Like, how did you make your way to Huntsville?
Well, let's see. So, I originally started off in school in Illinois. I was at Southern Illinois University, and my grades were real bad. So, my parents yanked me out of school, and I was living with my parents for like 2 years. But I'd already kind of gotten a taste of freedom. So, I was like, I need to get out of my parents' house, and I can't really figure out where I need to go. A lot of my friends went to Oakwood, and so yeah, I applied. I got in, and I was like, yeah, this is like my fresh start. So that's how I ended up at Huntsville, and I stayed there for almost 6 years.
And for sure, bro. And you know, being at Oakwood, man, you had like so many connections with people musically, like John Moses, Christopher Duncanson, Dimitri McDowell, just to name a couple, man. What was it like working with all those artists?
Man, it's dope. It's crazy because I still keep. I don't talk to Chris as much anymore, but I still keep in touch with JMO, and I keep in touch with Dimitri. But it was cool. I honestly think that going to Oakwood really opened up my eyes on the music tip. Because like I started off in like gospel rap, and then I kind of transitioned into secular rap slash like R&B, just from being around just like all of this music. Like my ear kind of fine tuned my identity as an artist, kind of got a little more fine tuned. My content kind of evolved just being around all of these people who just have so many different like element to music that they bring to their own artistry. Like I think that was probably the best thing that I can think of, like as far as like me being an artist.
Right. So speaking of your history, man, first I want to get into Enough Said, the epitome. Now the reason I want to bring that one up first is because you allowed me to work with you on that one, man. So what was your inspiration behind Enough Said?
Enough Said, wow. Enough Said was 10 years ago. Yeah, actually, so Enough Said was like a compilation of a bunch of records that I had been working on for like maybe 2 or 3 years. I had a lot to say, which is why it was called Enough Said. I had a lot to say. I think that the whole thing probably ended up being like 27 tracks, and there were tracks that we didn't put on that project. But it wasn't even when I created that album. It wasn't even intentionally supposed to be my last gospel album. It just ended up being that because I honestly felt like I didn't have any more to say. Like I came out, that was my 6th project that I came out with as a gospel slash Christian rap artist. But yeah, it was just a bunch of different records, like people that sent me music to write to and things of that nature. And yeah, I had a lot to say, and I just kind of put it all into one project. But I definitely appreciate you. You know, the verse you was on. I think he was on 2 verses, but the
3.
verse you was on, I remember you killed it. 3, yeah.
3.
I said it was a long project, bro. Like
yeah,
I appreciate you,
man. Cause like, and also to add to the work, like, cause we was running together for a while at that point. Like to see you in the process of putting it together, like you had like a deadline, and you was trying to get that stuff done quickly before you met that deadline. But I remember I was on the phone with you. You was up all night, like, bro, why is this taking so long? We gotta get this stuff done.
yeah, man.
But true, huh?
The thing about that was though that I don't do that anymore. But because I was graduating that semester, I wanted to get that out before I graduated. So I had set like a timetable of when I wanted the project to come out. It was supposed to come out 3 weeks before I graduated. It was supposed to be like my graduation present to like myself and my graduating class. That's why I was like, but I can never do that again because it doesn't allow the artistry to really get out if you put yourself in like a box. Like I have to get this out at this time. Like there was some of those records that were definitely rushed, but I mean, we did it though. So,
like I said, you had a lot of people backing you, me included. Like we was all in with you on that one, man.
Sure.
Man, so from there, I want you to speak on Vintage Soul, cause Vintage Soul, like when you dropped that one, that mug was just beautiful. Ain't no other way I could put that, man. Like that was a dope album. To say it was your first album.
Yeah.
So can you share the inspiration behind Vintage Soul?
Yeah, for sure. Vintage Soul was my first like full length secular project. I was excited about that one because I felt like I had found my identity as an artist. Like growing up in Chicago, like I grew up around hip hop in general,
right?
And I felt like I had a lot to say in like a different aspect of music. Vintage Soul kind of came from me feeling like I didn't belong with the artists that you hear on the radio on a regular basis. Like I felt like I had an older soul as it relates to hip hop. Like I got compared a lot, at least back in the day, I got compared a lot to like Common. Like, oh, you got that Common flow, you got that original Chicago flow. So like, that project was kind of like a nod to my upbringing and like who I listened to a lot growing up in Chicago.
Right. And there's two dope songs on there. I mean, the whole album was dope, but there was two songs I wanted to point out. The first one I want to point out is called Michigan Ave. Like, what was your concept when you was writing that one?
Yeah, Michigan Ave is still one of my favorite records to this day. Michigan Ave about is about a woman who wants you to buy things like to get her attention, which is crazy because I don't feel like maybe it was, but I don't feel like it was that idea or that identity was as relevant in 2013 as it is now. But yeah, it was like, especially I felt like it came from a personal place for me because I had just graduated college. Like I was in a different space in life. Like, I had a decent job and I was meeting these women, and it seemed like all the women I was meeting, they wanted you to take them on like expensive dates and all that. I'm like, I could just barely afford to pay rent. Like I'm decent. Like I'm not struggling anymore, but I don't got it like that. So I called a couple of my partners. Both of them happened to be from Chicago. I was like, yo, I need y'all to hop on this record with me, and they both had similar experiences. So like it was a dope record for the fact that we had similar experiences and were able to like create one cohesive song from our different experiences.
Right. Man, that's on the real though, man. You ain't lying. The next one was the song you did with Tasha P called Fireflies.
Yeah. That one came from like my poetry background. So like when I was at Oakwood, I was in a group called Art and Soul. It's like a poetry group. And one of the exercises they had us do sometimes is to take like one concept or one idea and expand it into an entire piece. So Fireflies was a song about fireflies, but like the concept of it was like fireflies go, like they shine and then they don't shine, and like I created like reasoning that kind of identify with me, like sometimes I shine, sometimes I don't shine, and the reasons why. Sometimes I'm shining, sometimes I'm held, like I'm reserved, sometimes I'm shining because it just makes sense. Like I'm in my bag, so like I'm shining right now, but like other times, so like the times you see me shining is that, and the times you don't, these are the reasons why. So I kind of expanded that concept and that idea into an entire song. So that's also another one of the songs that, like, listening back, like the concept behind that song is one that I really appreciate.
Man, for sure, man. It was definitely dope. And matter of fact, there is a third one I want to point out. It was the song you did with Dimitri called Sundown.
Sundown. So Sundown, I think I was really just vibing. So like sometimes it came back on a similar idea of so like Sundown / Seeing Blind was the full record. But I remember Dimitri, and this is slightly off topic, but I remember Dimitri came into that studio session, and I'd heard him sing before. This is like long before, because he got like Grammys and stuff now. But this is long before like he was that guy. He came into that studio, and of singers I've worked with before, they might have done one, maybe two like layers on top of each other. Dimitri came in there and probably recorded like 10. He did like a 4-part harmony plus like he layered some staggered background vocals. So I was like, oh, this dude is different. And when I heard him do that, like I rewrote my verses after I heard him, because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna let a singer kill me on my own record. Like, but he killed that, bro.
Man.
If you listen back to like the vocal arrangement that he did on that song, like that dude is nasty, bro.
Man, I kid you not, like I was bumping that joint on the way here.
Yeah.
I had to go back in time real quick, man.
Yeah, bro.
Man, so the next project, I think it was after that one. It was called Dear Madam.
Yeah. So Dear Madam was actually supposed to come out before Venture Soul. So my mentor, his name is Brandon. He told me that I needed to come out with a project that I can actually sell. So before that, I was only coming out with mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
So Dear Madam is technically a mixtape, but I used a lot of original production on it. But Dear Madam was supposed to be. I had started that project before Venture Soul, but Dear Madam was. I think that might be my favorite project to date because it was a story, and so it was a conceptual project that I told the story of me learning or me I personified music as a woman. And so like the project starts off with like me meeting this woman, then the woman doesn't like me, and then she does like me, and then I don't really like her, and then at the end the the woman is dead, but the music is the woman. So like real music is dead. Like, that was the whole concept behind it. But the whole project is supposed to tell like a story between like, you know, my relationship with music and like how she didn't love me when I first met her, and then she did, and then by the time like we actually find each other, she don't even really exist anymore. So yeah, that is, I think that's my favorite project that I've ever created, man.
Man, and the first joint I'm about to name off that one, I just love this one. Like I kept this mug on repeat like quite a few times, but it was the song called Elixir.
Yeah, Elixir. That's 2014. That's crazy because the my homeboy who's on Elixir IV is the same person who's on Michigan Ave. He's also from Chicago. He moved out to Huntsville for music. But Elixir, it's funny because I didn't know what I wanted to do with that song. I had just been introduced to the word elixir, and I was like, that sounds very provocative. I have to make it into a song. And so I had a beat that somebody had sent me already, and I just created a song literally off of the name. Like I didn't know what it was going to talk about. I didn't know what like the concept or anything. I just knew that I wanted to make a song and I wanted it to be called Elixir, and that's literally how Elixir came about.
Right. True that, man. And the other one is look, again, you and Dimitri teamed up one more time. Love's Prelude.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was actually that's the first song R&B record that I wrote. So that song, I think I might have done like an 8-bar verse on that one. But I was playing around with the idea of, and which is crazy because now I write R&B music probably more often than I write rap. But that was the first R&B record that I wrote. Somebody introduced me to the producer. I can't even remember who produced that record now, but somebody introduced me to the producer, and I ended up getting that record. And I was like, this feels like R&B. Like I wanted to rap to it, but I'm like, it gives more R&B vibes. And then I had to figure out where in the storyline it was gonna fit. Once I figured that out, I was like, okay, this is the part of the story where me and music kind of find our way back to each other. And that was like I love that record because I wish I like it, looking back, like there are things I would have done differently, but I love the fact that that's how I started my career as a songwriter with that record, just because like, you know, well, first of all, Dimitri's on it, like, you know, but it just I did things that I don't know, like it's a nice way to start your career. I'll just put it like that.
That's what's up, man. And the other one I want to name from there is Stars.
Stars. Oh, that's the one with I think that has like a Kanye sample in it. Stars. To be honest, Stars was one of those records that I heard the beat and I was like, this doesn't have to have like a real. it doesn't have to have like a real concept to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to spit bars on it. Like it was a hard beat. It was a hard. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna go crazy on it. And that's what I did. Like I don't think I even wrote a hook for it. Like I went probably like 48, 64 bars just going straight. Yeah.
Man, yeah, that was man. That was another one I kept on repeat, man. So the next one, the next project is Matter. Like, I think you went to ATL with this one, or was you still in Huntsville?
Yeah, so Matter was actually the only project I released as a signed artist. I was on an independent label when I moved to Atlanta. I was doing like shows out there, and there were like 2 or 3. There was a couple of major labels that were looking at me, but they all wanted me to come out with club records. And then I ended up teaming up with an independent record label that was going to allow me to do my own thing. And that was supposed to be like the EP. I was supposed to start off with Matter and then transition to a larger project. And they had started moving. That's how I ended up selling so many copies of Vintage Soul, because they kind of put money behind that project. But Matter, they were a very eclectic group. So like I love Matter because it kind of defines where I was in my life at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So because they were so eclectic, the sounds, the records, the production that I was using at that time was also very eclectic. Like I was listening like, I can't even think of who I was listening to. Like James Blake, and like just like a bunch of like out there type stuff. And
mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I enjoyed that project too, because it, like I said, it like marked that stamp. It marked that place and time where I was at in my life as far as musically. And I don't think I've made another project like that, but it definitely has almost like a electric type feel to it. Yeah.
Now, I only got one question to ask you about that one.
Yeah.
Who in the world was you mad at when you wrote Victory Lap? Cause you came on there snapping off, yo.
I was mad at the world, bro. Like that was Victory Lap was me being mad at the world as it relates to being a black man in America. So the concept behind the song was like I wasn't told that I was gonna make it past 25, as most black men aren't. So that, because they told me that I wasn't gonna make it past 25 at that time, I was 26. So I can stick 26 my victory lap. So it was almost like a ha, I made it type situation. But yeah, I was mad at like especially like at that time when I wrote that song. I can't remember who died, but it was like one of those moments where like a black man, an unarmed black man, was killed by the police, and I was like, they keep telling us that we're not gonna make it past 25. It's like, y'all ain't got me. So this is my victory lap. I'm gonna cherish this. And yeah, so I wrote about how angry I was.
I got you, bro. Look, you was on there like, guess what? I'm still here.
Yes, sir.
Man. So and from there you did another project called Dark Days, Diary of a Mad Black Kid. What was your inspiration behind that one?
Yeah, Dark Days was actually another conceptual project. So it was supposed to start off as like it was supposed to start off like in the daytime, and then transition to night. So like the first song, the way the intro of the album starts, it starts with like an alarm clock. An alarm clock, and it's supposed to be like the day in the life of like a black child, essentially. That's why even like the artwork is like a kid sitting on a ledge, kind of like looking into the city. So it was supposed to be part of a 3-part series where like the kid sits on front of this, sits on the ledge. Then the second project, the kid is in the city, and the third project, the kid kind of like finds himself. So the second project was supposed to be Pathless Travel, but I ended up shelving it. But Dark Days was a project that I came out with when I had moved back to Huntsville. That's when I teamed up with my boy Jolly and Gabe and all of them.
What up?
Yeah, shout out to all of them. we had created Frito Creative. That's how like Frito Creative it all got started. But it was three, and DeCarlo, I forgot about DeCarlo too, and Jelani. But it was like five of us. We used to hang out every day at Jolly and Gabe's crib, and both of them are producers, and they would just make music all day long, and we would just make songs all day long. And so like I had created like a mixtape before that, and then all of us had like different projects we were working on. Right. That was like the first project that I had where I had like an in-house producer that like I had a sound or an idea in my head and they could bring it to life. And that entire project, yeah, like I was literally sitting there right next to whoever produced the song, was sitting there right next to him. I was like, oh no, can you change this up? No, can you do this and see? Like everything, that's I was the most hands-on I've ever been. And honestly, I don't know if I would ever do that again because it was a very stressful process, but it was also very rewarding. Like, you know, being able to like have that much input into your project. But yeah, Dark Days is a dope project though.
True. That's on the real, man. And then, the next one, I want to say, what was your inspiration behind Might Delete Later?
Might Delete Later, yeah, that's the one I just came out with last year. So I came out with something in 2020, like right when the pandemic started. Remember Me When This Is Over, and it was like 6 songs that I just wrote because I was stuck in the house, and so I didn't really have an inspiration to write or to create like another full body of work, but I had been making music like on and off. So My Delete Later Volume 1 was really just a compilation project of like songs that I had written over the last 2 years that I thought were good enough to put on the project. So yeah, I think it was like 7 songs. Yeah, they were really just songs I was like, you know what? All of these songs sound good enough to put into a project. Let me throw all of them together, figure out how they sound by each other, get them mixed and mastered, and then throw it out as a project. Like I didn't even really do too much promoting with that one because it's like this isn't even like a real project. It's more like a mixtape than an actual project. But all of the songs were like heavy hitters. That's why I was like, yeah, I need to put this out. It's not like a for real project.
Man, I understand, bro. And yeah, I wanted to save that one for last because, you know, you snapped off on that one too. But Remember Me When This Is Over.
Yeah, I think that's to date the project that has had the most influence. Like I didn't think that I was at that point in life, but I was at the point in life where I actually had 3 different major labels hit me up about that project.
Right.
Which, you know, like with me being in my 30s, I thought that stage in life was over for me. Like I had given up on, you know, trying to be a rapper or whatever. Like I just make music. Like you see, this is my studio. Like it's just a room in my house with a mic. Like I don't not like trying to make it any more music. But yeah, I was stuck in the house. Pandemic had just hit, and I started writing music, and I actually started off on Facebook Live. I would find a beat on YouTube and just go on Facebook Live and start writing music. And then I would have some people be like, oh, you should write this, or oh, you should say this, or whatever. And so I came up with a couple of records from that. And then there was some other like little clips I had done on my Instagram page, or like just verses I wrote. And I'm like, I'm writing all this music. I need to come out with an actual project. And so between I don't know if I'm gonna live through this pandemic. I don't know, like, you know, I might turn into a zombie. Like, they still killing black dudes out here. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that, like, if this is it, I need to make sure that I make something that you can remember me by. So, Remember Me When This Is Over. It's literally like, in case I don't make it through this point in life, this is how I want you to remember me. So, definitely the most well-recognized project that I've had to date, for sure.
Yeah, man, that was some strong work as well, man. Man, so you know, you had just mentioned like, you know, you was working with a label in Atlanta. You know, you was doing shows. Can you share about some of the shows that you did throughout all these projects?
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. So 2 years ago, before I left Atlanta, I did a pretty big show for Juneteenth weekend.
Okay.
We rented out a spot. I think it was like 8 or 9 different performers. There was a couple of singers, a couple of rappers, a couple of comedians. And that was, I performed Remember Me When This Is Over. And that was the first time I hit a stage in probably like 2 or 3 years. And that was definitely one of my favorites. Because I wasn't trying to make it as a rapper anymore. Like I was very comfortable. Like I'm not trying to impress you. Like I made these records. I know that you like these records because y'all bought tickets to my show. So I'm just gonna do what I do. Either you like it or you don't. But they loved it. Like I remember when I got on stage, like, and this came out of nowhere, but I got on stage and I was like, yeah, my name is Kunlei. I am a rapper. I'm an R&B singer stuck in the body of a rapper. And the whole crowd went crazy. And me, I'm just like, I'm talking to them like I'm talking to you. Like I didn't think they would think anything of it, but they loved that line. I've used it in every show I've done ever since. It's like that was a really good show. That's a very memorable show for me. The other very memorable show was really like a mini tour, but we were my mentor Brandon. He used to go by Real Talk, so he was on a couple of records that I've done in the past. But I was opening up for him at FAMU, and we did so well. Like the show was on a Tuesday. We did so well at that show. The promoter asked us to stay throughout the week and into the weekend because that was FAMU's homecoming. It was like, there's going to be a bunch of shows in the city this week. You can make a lot of money. Yeah. That was the first time I was on tour. Like, I ain't going to go into details what happened that week, but it was a lot that happened that week that turned a lot. I learned valuable lessons about life and about who I was as a person and who I wanted to be. Man. But that was a really good week. Like I learned a lot, made a lot of money. Spent it just as quickly as I made it. Like it was an eye-opening. Like and honestly, I don't think that I really wanted to be on tour again just because it was just so much to happen that week. But I really enjoyed that week though. That was a really dope week.
Man, that's super cool, man. Now, I got a good memory I want to share.
For sure.
Like, I didn't want to say it yet because I was saving it for this moment. So again, back to Nuff Said, for you had just met the deadline. Nuff Said was done. It was ready. Now, I was in the project of work. I mean, I was in the process of working on my mixtape. But right when Nuff Said dropped, we had hit the road to Greensboro, North Carolina for Just Claim It weekend.
I heard about that. Yes,
man. Nah, that was a fun weekend. It was me, you, and Jehovah Leads on the road.
Yeah.
Everything was good, from the labs, the dinners, the meeting up with folks. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but that Saturday, we actually ended up getting double booked. Like, we had to do a show for the teenagers and one for the grown-ups.
Yep.
But the teenagers had something going, so we figured we could go do the show for the grown folks and make it back.
Yep.
But they ended up canceling the teenagers concert. So remember when they had us do something on the spot in the hallway?
I vaguely, because that whole weekend is a blur. Because I remember they were dragging us every which way. Hey, we want you to perform there. But I do remember that we were supposed to be on the stage, and then the thing got canceled. But I do remember that part, and I remember us having to do 2 shows in one night because we went back and forth like 2 or 3 different times because we try to hit a sound check for one, and then trying to see what time the other one started. Like that was a very. Remind me though, what happened? I can't remember what happened. Like we just started rapping in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, it was a challenge. You was right. Like we had to check on this event and that event. By the time we made it back to the hotel, they canceled the show. So the kids were like, nah, don't go away. Do something for us right now. And that's when Jehovah Leads threw on his song, and he just had us rap on that mug with him.
Right. I vaguely remember that. Yeah, that that was a hectic week, man.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm like a lot from that. That was a hectic week, and that was you was an OG because like you took it to the chin. I'm like, man, what is going on? You was like a professional. He's like, man, this is what I do. Like till you turn on a beat, I'm rapping, bro.
Man, shoot, man, like I said, I was so ready to get my project out. Like I just had stuff on deck. Like, look, give me something. Give me something to flow on.
Yeah, I was being bougie. Like I'm like, man, I can't do this without my own joint until you started rapping. You started rapping, and I was like, nah, like I'm not gonna let him show me out.
No.
Let me figure out. I got to say something, man. Like, I do this. Let me show you something, youngster.
It was all good. Look, we was all hungry that year, that night, man. But so I want to ask, like, you know, I know you said you cooling. You still got the great music to look back on. You got history. I just want to ask, like, what's next for Kunlei, or what can we look forward to from you?
Yeah. So right now I am working on a project. I shelved it. It was actually supposed to be the project I came out with before Remember Me When This Is Over.
Okay.
It's called the Introversion. It's really about me being an introvert and like just different things that happen in life or different things I'm thinking about that I don't necessarily say because I don't talk to a whole lot of people. But yeah, it's like 11 tracks long. Because it's been so long since I literally started this project in 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. So
okay.
Like a lot of the songs, like they have like older references. Like there's like I said a bar about Paul George being on the Thunder. Like he's definitely on the Clippers now, so it's not relevant. So like I'm like fine tuning like that project. I'm trying to put it out sometime at the end of the year. Redoing some of the beats, just because I'm not crazy about the production. It sounds a little dated,
okay.
Especially for like where my sound is going. As an artist, you just continue to evolve. So yeah, like that's probably the next project. I'm also writing a lot of music for R&B singers. That's actually like my bigger bag at this point. Like I work for R&B singers a lot more now. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing at this point. Like the rapping stuff is just kind of like to keep me on my toes, like and for me to vent. But I do a lot more like R&B. So I have 2 or 3 different artists that I'm working with right now. And I can't sing, which is funny. Like I don't sing very well. I can just write well, and I can sing just well enough that you can get what I'm trying to do. And then once because like for the real singers, they take what I'm doing and then they turn it into something beautiful. But like I hope that they never release like the demo records that I send to them. Singing is not my thing.
Man, but you sure enough got that power to create, and I can't even front. I can't sing worth the dag either, love. I just write some stuff like, man, please, can y'all sing this for me? Because I can't do it. But man, but look, like, you know, I can't wait till you come out with the new music or the stuff you working with the artists with. I can't wait till it drop. I definitely want to check it out. Cause you know I support everything you're doing, bro. Very creative.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
man, no problem.
It's crazy that you still like keep up with my music, like it's because it's been like 10 years, bro. I don't think I've seen you since I left Huntsville the first time, man. But like it hit me up, like everything, like, oh, I like this new project, man. Like you spit me. I was like, I appreciate you. Miguel does the same thing, bro. He hit me up so often. I was like, I appreciate y'all still checking for little old me, man.
No, man. Nah, man. Look, yeah, man. We got love for you for real, man. So, man, I want to ask, like, what inspires you to keep moving forward?
That's a good question. I think as an artist, like regardless of whether I ever make it as an artist, I think that being able to create just allows me a certain level of freedom that I don't have anywhere else in my life. So I think that that's kind of what drives me is the ability to kind of be in my own world, especially like when we were in the pandemic. Like it was like my release. My release was just writing music. Like plenty of records, plenty of verses, plenty of whatever that I wrote that will never be released. But it was just something that I needed to do for me. So I think that that's kind of what pushes me. It's just that like I really don't know. Like, and it sounds cliche, but I really don't know where I would be without music. Just because it's allowed me that outlet to kind of get like my thoughts out. Like it's therapeutic for me. So
for sure.
I should probably go to an actual therapist to like talk about my feelings, but writing gets me probably similar results.
Man, I got you, bro. I understand. So, like I said, you got the history, you got the creativity power. Not only are you using that power for your music, but you using your talents to help others. Man, if you could say anything to inspire others to keep going, what would you say?
I would say keep writing. So like I told you, like I released my first project at 10, and I don't think that until Remember Me When This Is Over, that's the first time that I actually felt like I found my sound. That's 20 some years into making music that I felt like I found my sound. So I think as artists we are very critical of ourselves, and sometimes it's to our own detriment. Like if you truly love making whatever art you make, I think that it's important to continue creating, continue to push your limits, continue to evolve, and I think that you'll find your zone. You'll find what you're good at. Like the reward, it doesn't necessarily, like, success looks different for everybody. So the reward isn't necessarily getting a big contract or making millions of dollars. Like
true.
The biggest reward for me was me finding my sound. Like, and I knew before I dropped the project that I had found my sound. It was just confirmed when people heard that project. So I think that to me that I think that the takeaway from all of this is that success looks different for everybody. So continue to grow, continue to create, continue to evolve, and what success looks like for you will become evident through that process.
Strong word, bro. Strong word. Man, sure enough. Man, well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great word flow from my great friend, Love Kunlei. And I only got one more thing to say. They asked for greatness. I said, how do you make this? They told me I gotta get as high as the spaceship. Man, look, that was another good joint you came out with. But man,
appreciate you even knowing my lyrics.
Man, no problem, man. Well, much love to you, bro. I hope that you continue, to keep inspiring others through your creativity and your music. And speaking of that creativity, look, we're going to get into some more of this creative music, man. Thank you once again, Kunlei, for being on the show with me.
For sure. Appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform, bro. Likewise. All love.
Man, all love, bro. Well, we about to keep this playlist going. This your friendly neighborhood DJ Dr. J signing off, saying much love. Remember to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Be blessed.
Their hearts as cold as the blackest night.
Never clothed, they sold their souls to the afterlife. And so they froze, and so arose their appetites. Like Eve in the garden, deceived by the fruit, but it was truth that she was starving. My hands in the air, don't shoot, beg my pardon. They steady sowing seeds, give us free by the harvest. Arbitrarily, there's blood on the leaves that bury me. A warning sign that caution you to tread carefully. The red on them leaves ain't come from the change of seasons. That stain only remains to ingrain our beliefs, and if you sleep, how will you ever know? Martin Luther had a dream, but will it ever grow into realities? And sadly, the answer's no in their regime, but I seen the promised land. They told me if I lied here, I'd be an honest man. And honestly, man, I'ma stand for hope. Hope to bring us truth. They said they throwing rope. To me, looks like a noose, and I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What's the cost of a black life? Bounty of freedom. Can't find that currency. Charge me with treason. Blood still drips on the Coliseum floor, but everyone just sips like the problem isn't yours. Cause everyone's convinced that matters can't be handled civilly. Dead is chivalry. Where's the accountability when warning shots go through my skin? No love, no Wimbledon. I live to lose, I die, still win for them. And all this history we making probably penciled in. But you can't wash the blood from them stones, etched in your mind or engraved in your wrongs. You're not alone. And I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So promise that you will sing about me. I was told my life wasn't worth much, so I'll only take up 3/5 of your time. First, I hope that buys enough seconds to save some last breaths. Life's moving in slow-mo, but we still end up with fast deaths. Because I possess a certain quantity of melanin that has me identified as a specimen who will always be lesser than. And the only time we're greater is when it's for that cheese. So daily they pray that we never stand taller than when we're on our knees, human beings in a mob. But what's a mob to a king? Or a Coretta or whatever? Ain't no church in the wild. It's hard to find time for prayer when you're being prayed. Like it's hard to have heart when you come last in this game made for spades. Cause even your deuces are high. And these nooses are so exclusive they demand a supply. Black lives only matter in the light. Cause by night they're overshadowed by the same shadows they spite. And from the gallows hangs this fruit from which I was told would give me life. But this knowledge of good and evil doesn't apply to my type, so I write. I write like truth is the last element that is yet to be taxed. Because we've gotten so full off their lies we haven't made room for the facts. So again I ask, what's the cost of your freedom? And promise that you'll sing about me forever. Promise that you'll sing about me for ooh.
Said I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. The way I thirst for you is so undignified. Am I in love with you? Or what you symbolize? What you symbolize? Such simple ideas for the inner mind. Inebriated but no Miller time. Got me running this race without a finish line. So nobody loses but nobody wins. Can we call it a draw? Well that just all depends. Jaws shook up as losses and part of me is exhausted. The other part is engulfed with what you have considered heartless. I'm starting not to be bothered with whatever you would call this. This house is not a home and my heart is not an apartment. My patience is running thinner than the ice that you were treading on. Starting to think she only wants me for the pheromones. Too many carry-ons, not enough checked out. Reason why the right guy always gets left out. Told me that we finished last, maybe they just finished fast. What do you mean by that? Better if you didn't ask. Maybe if you did the math, you'd be on a different path. 1 + 1 ain't 2 with this simple pass. Maybe I'm out of line like toddlers coloring. Said it a few times. I ain't one for stuttering, drunk off your hypnotics, but I'm in need of knowledge. I'm in need of more than whatever you thought you salvaged. I'm pounding on the chambers of your heart. It's just a vacant home. Looking through the windows, wondering what you ain't take along. Said that you live and learn. Seems like you live in turns. This is my elixir to feelings that you didn't earn.
And I admit it. Thought it was love, but just forget it. Just stay away from you forever. Never have known I
contradictions where the dictators give you rules but never follow what was written. It can make you sick and tired. Can you really pay for all your prescriptions? My medicine is in the music. You get addicted to these addictions. In addition, my name is on the line. Sign this petition. Join me to clean up the game to help these bad blood cells get written. Whoa, gotta go. Out of sight, out of mind. Close your eyes and go under. Now his lucid dreams begins to wonder if the broke train of thought would get fixed. Thoughts of your success getting derailed wasn't in the mix. I must admit, this antidote has quite a kick.
Y'all get up with me and praise God. Come on now. He's worthy of all my praise. I'm not up here for myself. I'm up here for somebody else. When I think about His goodness, your goodness. Come on, y'all, just clap. When I think about His goodness, I be lost for you. When I think about His goodness, I be lost without Him for you.
I can be sweet, I can be kind, no frowns, no worries, man, I can just smile. I'm so glowing just like a sunrise, knowing that I got you by my side. And it took some time. Now when people come around, your presence can't be denied. You revive my soul, my character's energized, and I look inside and it testifies that I'm so alive and I'm so inspired. And out of your light the world get what's real. Yeah, you know they get what's real. Your love not based on how I feel, cause I'm in your face like every day. While people they stuck on this worldly appeal, on the stuff that fades. Let me take you to a place so safe and it's found in His goodness. Yeah. When I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. Yeah, when I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. The flowers, the trees, they smell so fresh. In the right place so I can breathe every breath. Many think they breathe cause they just exist, when everything you made is out of your goodness. So I'ma go ahead and give you your respect, and just anticipate the world following your steps, and stop living life all the way to the left. End up so depressed, but I'm so refreshed, cause you take my stress, and you my spirit and soul can rest. For this reason, wanna give you my best. Yes, yes, you help me pass some tests. You control my life, my words, my flesh. You rule over the birds, yeah, it sounds absurd. Even though I'm dependent, I have value and worth. Even though I'm dependent, I have value and worth. Yeah, yeah. When I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. Yeah, when I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. Good people doing good things everywhere. Many role models, some billionaires, but they don't know they're yours when they look in the mirror. When all the lights dim, they moving back in fear. I'm talking to millions of people everywhere. Hopefully they can catch these prayers. Open up their eyes, make them aware. Enough to cling to hope and jump out of despair. Remove all the layers, come down the stairs. Let me introduce you to a guy who cares. Washed away my sins, now the sky's blue. Gave me direction for my every move. Got the right friends cause I depend on you. Without them in your life there's really no use. What I'm trying to say is that we need you. Yes, we need you, yeah. When I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. When I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift. Yeah, when I think about your goodness, I'll be lost without you, so useless. I cling to you cause you just so fresh. Having you in my life is such a gift.
Here's go. Go. Why are men 40s and up rocking skinny jeans? And I mean skinny. Y'all come from the baggy jean era, so don't give me that. I grew up like that. I mean, how y'all feel, man, with y'all thighs being all snug tight, knowing you don't look right? How you go from letting your nuts hang to suffocating them? Cut it out. I bet you y'all balls be struggling for oxygen. I'm not even knocking skinny jeans all the way, you know. Bruh, ladies, y'all like that on brothers that's 40 and up? They'll be looking a little sus to y'all? I'm just saying, how does it feel when it's time for y'all to run? You know what I'm saying? Like everything tight. You know what I'm saying? The pants is like pretty much like, you know, taped around your thighs, even your calves. Like no room, not even finger room to get even if they spandex, it's like, shit, it pops like right back. How y'all feel when it's time to run? I mean, can you? See, I look at some of you guys and wonder, did you guys not get enough hugs growing up or something? You know, trying to keep up with the times, and, you know, it's just understandable, but some fashions, you know, we can't just do all fashion, guys, you know, especially if, you know, we're in the, you know, heterosexual lane. At the end of the day, you guys in your 40s rocking skinny jeans look weird. That's the bottom line. It doesn't look okay. The young people be laughing. Just trying to help you guys out.
Man, he need to write you up.
Yeah.
He need to write me up.
Yeah, we had to go.
For what? Because you're not punctual, guy.
It don't matter. I'm here.
Slicky. Yeah.
These hit drums up from heaven, man, they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, these hit drums up from heaven, and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya,
I'm cheater, my squad down. I fellowship with my ox, my soul bound. My soul cries, I'm wholehearted. I'm like Brandy, I wanna be down. Yeah, do I walk through the valley of death? I pray for my enemy's health. He laid down for my friends to be next. Baruch Hashim, we ain't got to guess. Praises to the Most High, so I flex. I'm covered by the Most High. Check, now use me as a vessel. I'm like next. Stop being mad and vexed. God bless you.
these hit drums up from heaven, and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, these hit drums up from heaven, and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling you, I'm a part of the God Squad. I had to make ends meet by doing odd jobs. I had to work 7 days a week just so I could afford a car. That's why I practice what I preach. Matthias, go hard. Yahuwah protected me from starvation or even getting robbed. I am not bragging, but I'm boasting when I give praise to y'all. Y'all know the business and somebody say hallelujah. If not, we can run a fate like men inside of my backyard. So I suggest you swallow your pride and say hallelujah. I know that you could do better than that, say hallelujah. I cannot hear y'all in the back, hallelujah. Y'all hear these drums from heaven and they make your speakers quad. So turn it up all the way, then break off the knob. The ruach's inside of the building that makes your walls throb. I'm set apart from this world, I'm from the God Squad. You can deny his goodness gracious, but not Maud. Mama say, mama side, mama kusai. These hit drums up from heaven and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, these hit drums up from heaven and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling you, I'm a part of the God Squad.
I'm with God Squad. Ain't no weapons going against us gonna prosper. You and whoever against us won't be part of. And that's on God Squad. Just be still and watch me work. I'm like, aye, yeah. Then I'm back to giving praises to Elohim. You so gracious, even though at times I'm fragrant and foul. You show me favor, I'm grateful. Pray for the strength of Samson, courage of David, to conquer and dominate these atheists who desecrating your name. We in our own lane, set apart the gang. Set on thrones like King James Version. You ain't heard me, but you see me tousled on sculpture, description and verses. Spread the gospel to the world. They own us, Lord, have mercy.
These hit drums up from heaven and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, these hit drums up from heaven and they hitting so hard. Study to show thyself approved, you cannot bogart. I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling you, I'm a part of the God Squad. Telling ya, yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, tell them folks in God I trust. Come on. I'm talking dust. Tell them folks in, yeah. Had to dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, heaven gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust. Why they tryna sit and judge all of us? Why? I don't pay no mind on what they calling us, no. When I throw a prayer up, I might end it with a show. I don't see no limits, told my partner them, let's go. Hey, better swing. I gotta keep my guard up, I'm in the ring. Angels all around me, I see the wings. How could I cap? I put that on everything. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Spin it, man. Pay this for the wifey, this my baby. Baby girl, I ain't tryna do this for a payday. No. First class in the kingdom with it, grade A. First class. I don't pay attention to what they say. I've been working something serious, ain't no play. I've been doing this for years and I'm here to stay. No, it ain't no delay, I'm going underlay. Dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow, sweet heaven gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust. Had to dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow, sweet heaven gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust.
Yeah. Who disciples the dope boys? These sermons get wheels turning like chauffeurs or Uber drivers. I've been inspired by Obadiah to bring the truth in the game full of open liars. I'm in the lion's den, don't need a violin. Ain't no sad song, this a big win. Shh. Mufasa still sleeping. Landed on my feet when they threw me off the deep end. See walking how I be walking. Bruce Banner how they be hawking for the green but ain't bean stalking. I stand firm, my boy, this ain't no lean talking. About face, get on my face when my king talking. Pastor of the street, shepherd the flock. Real estate and stocks, reinvest in the block. Yeah, rain or drought, I keep on serving. Giants better duck, the slingshot still working. Yavis.